before I approach this stage. Preston Trombly. Play the part and travel smart. Play the part and travel smart. Preston Trombly.
Well, here we are, right across the street from LaGuardia International Airport. We can get to any place in the world we like, any country in the world. Today I want to share with you a few ways that you can travel smart when you're visiting a foreign country. Now, the first way, of course, is to speak the language in the country in which you're traveling. Mr. Contest Chair, distinguished judges, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests, my wife Margaret and I were able to travel smart on our first trip together to France. Sorry to say I'm married, I'm not Catholic. Sorry about that. In France, we were able to travel smart because Margaret speaks French. Now, she has a Chicago accent, but it's still French. But she tells me that I have a terrific French accent. I just don't know the language. Let me demonstrate. When you want to tell your name to somebody in France, you don't just say, "Je m'appelle Preston Trombly." No, you have to feel French. You have to adopt a certain French je ne sais quoi, if you know what I mean. But above all, you have to look French. And then you can say, "Je m'appelle Preston Trombly." While I'm at it, I want to share with you my entire French vocabulary. It'll take about a minute. Là-dessus, s'il vous plaît. Pardon. Où sont les toilettes? Beyoncé! C'est magnifique. Bonjour, frère Jacques. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous? Ah, dormez-vous, formidable. And that's about it. A few phrases, get the accent down cold, and of course the scarf and the beret have helped me to play the part of someone who travels smart. Now that's the first way, all right? Now the second way, the second method I mentioned earlier, is to speak the language. Simple enough. Now there is a third method, a third technique that's known very widely. In fact, you might have even used it yourself and never known that it was developed and perfected by my mother. She had a very simple method. Now you know what it's like when you're traveling in a foreign country and you do not speak the language. It gets very frustrating, especially when you have to, yes, use the bathroom. She would simply stand and smile and say, "Excuse me, where is the bathroom, please?" She got a response every time. Worked for her. Now, on that first trip to France that Margaret and I took together, I mentioned a few moments ago, we stayed at a little town in Normandy. So the first morning we were there, I wanted to go into the town and get myself a nice cup of French espresso and see the sights. So because I didn't want to feel like a tourist, naturally I had my scarf with me so that I would fit in, and I had my beret so that I would look French. So I'm strolling through this little town along the windy streets looking for the cafe, but I realized that I was the only person wearing a beret. I might as well have been holding a sign over my head that said, "American tourist." So I finally found the cafe and I opened the doors. It was full of old stale cigarette smoke. Pretty much empty aside from that. Except down at the corner at the end of the bar was an old guy smoking his Gauloise and sipping an espresso. And it's France, right? He had a little dog by his feet. And the proprietor behind the bar. So I smiled to the proprietor. Bonjour, monsieur, comment allez-vous? He said, oh, très bien, merci, et vous? Hey, I'm speaking French with this guy. He's understanding me, and we're having a conversation in French. This is fantastic. I said, oh, très bien, merci. Je m'appelle Preston Trombly. I'm exhausting my vocabulary pretty quickly. He said, oh, bon, he says, je m'appelle Jacques. But Jacques didn't stop there. No, no. No. Jacques keeps on going in this long harangue of French, way beyond my ability to understand it. To me, it sounded something like this. Je m'appelle Jacques. J'ai café de tabac, de balouette, de château, de poteau, de massage. Moi, je suis Paris, le Tour Eiffel, le Champs-Élysées. Moi, je chante tous Beyoncé. I didn't understand a word this guy was saying. Except for the singer, of course. So I figured I'd better get my coffee. Monsieur Jacques, j'ai voulu un café, s'il vous plaît. He looks at me like this. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Like I'm speaking a foreign language, right? So I tried again, a little more casual. J'ai voulu un café, s'il vous plaît. He shrugs his shoulders, he looks at the old guy down at the end of the bar. I think, wait a minute, I was just having a conversation with this guy in French, right? What is it? What's going on? Maybe it's my accent. At that point, without even thinking, all the years of seeing my mother in action crept in, and without a second, I took a breath and I said, Pardon, Monsieur Jacques. Je voudrais un café, s'il vous plaît. He still shrugged his shoulders. But the old guy down at the end of the bar puts his coffee down. He says, hey, Jacques, the man wants a coffee. Give the man a coffee. So Jacques goes to the coffee machine. He makes the espresso, puts it on the bar. Wouldn't believe what he said then. Monsieur Trombly, would you like crème visette? So, if you want to really travel smart, speak the language. But failing that, get a few phrases down cold. Get the accent so you really sound right on the money. So that even if you never met my mother, you'll be able to play the part of someone who speaks the language so you can travel smart. Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Contessier.